Oh wow, look at all these yellow mushrooms on this old oak log. Oh, there's more over here. Very yellow, very vase shaped. Vast quantities.
It's mushroom time, it's mushroom time, let's go outside, see what we find. It's mushroom time, it's time for mushroom journeys.
Hi friends, I've noticed there's a fair amount of confusion concerning this inedible and possibly toxic yellow mushroom. In particular, people confusing it with the edible golden oyster mushroom or edible chanterelle mushrooms. This is neither of those. This is the golden-gilled Gerronema, strombodes. Yeah, I've seen people on Reddit telling people that this is definitely a golden oyster mushroom and they should definitely eat it.
Warning, do not trust people online telling you about mushrooms. Do your own research, check your sources, and do not eat any mushrooms you are not 1000% comfortable with the identification of.
ChatGPT does not know to list this mushroom as a lookalike for the golden oyster mushroom, and the actual Wikipedia article about this mushroom is only like a paragraph long. It's very terse and doesn't have much information, doesn't even say what color the spore print should be. White. So yeah, a fair amount of confusion, so let's try to clear that up today. First, we should probably talk about the golden oyster mushroom. Okay, golden oyster mushroom, Pleurotus, citrinopileatus. Citrinopileatus means yellow cap, which is apt, and Pleurotus means side ear, which means the stem comes out of the side of oyster mushrooms. Often the golden oyster mushroom does this in a less pronounced way than some of the other oyster mushrooms. It's originally native to Northeast Asia, but it has been a popular mushroom for cultivation around the world, and it has escaped into the wild. In some places it's spreading. Here in the United States, it is found in the Northeast and Great Lakes states and spreading from there. I've yet to see it here in southern Indiana, but I expect to see it in the next few years probably. Now let's do a side-by-side comparison. The golden-gilled Gerronema and the golden oyster will always be growing out of wood. They're wood decomposers, and they can fruit in profuse numbers, hundreds of mushrooms in a single fruiting at times. One of the major differences between the two is that the golden oyster mushroom is just going to be a much larger, thicker mushroom. They can get up to 8 inches wide in the cap at times, though they're usually smaller than that, whereas the golden-gilled Gerronema will only be 4 inches wide. Also, the cap of the golden oyster mushroom is going to be round and thick, more clam-shaped than that of the golden-gilled Gerronema, which will be more of a thin base or trumpet-like shape. They both can have a central depression when they're older, but the golden-gilled Gerronema will have more of a brown color in the middle, and it won't be as stout or thick a fleshed mushroom. It's more of a thin fleshed mushroom, and the gills are a little more blade-like and wider spaced than the tight gills of the oyster mushroom. The oyster mushroom will have kind of a lavender pinkish spore print, and as we've seen, the golden-gilled Gerronema will have a white spore print. Also, the stem of the golden oyster will be thicker and curvier and will have gill lines running all the way down the stem. And the gills and stem of the golden oyster mushroom will be white. And the gills of the golden-gilled Gerronema will be light yellow, and the stem will be kind of a light white or pale color. But the blades of the gills of the Gerronema are quite big, and they are quite widely spaced, whereas the gills of the oyster mushroom will be more tightly packed, and they will be white instead of yellow. So another way to differentiate these mushrooms is that the golden-gilled Gerronema will phosphoresce, especially at the base of the stem or in the mycelium. This mushroom will glow under black light, whereas the oyster mushroom will not. Now we can move on to discuss the differences between the golden-gilled Gerronema and the chanterelle mushroom. As mentioned before, the golden-gilled Gerronema will always be growing out of decomposing wood, and the chanterelle mushrooms will always be growing out of the ground. They are ectomycorrhizal fungi living in association with the trees, and they are not wood decomposers. So that should be an easy way to differentiate them. But the Golden-gilled Gerronema can grow in small chunks of wood on the forest floor. It doesn't need a big log or tree like the Golden Oyster Mushroom. So it can be confusing. It might look like the Golden-gilled Gerronema is fruiting from the ground, but it is not. It is fruiting from wood on the ground. So yeah, the chanterelles will not have a brown spot in the middle in the central depression, except for the Appalachian Chanterelle, which does have a brown spot in the middle. That's probably the one that you could most confuse with the Golden-gilled Gerronema, but the Golden-gilled Gerronema will just be a much larger mushroom. It will be fruiting more profusely, and it will be kind of more of a light lemon yellow as opposed to a darker orangish yellow, which most of the chanterelles are in one form or another. I hope that was helpful or useful, cleared up the confusion. I'll see you next time on Mushroom Journeys.